about trading Forex is that you don't actually know exactly which trade is going to be a crazy winner or just another loss.
What's up, everybody? We are currently live.
We'll take away the weekly.
Trace back down to orthodox. Then that price is going to be bullish.
Point sort of chasing the market. I was more than happy to stay flat.
Hello everyone. What the kangaroo tell?
Always recommend trading on the 5 minute.
Some of these exotic pairs in pretty steady uptrend, making these higher highs and higher.
Mostly trend following.
The stimulus in a certain way.
Evening, everybody. Hope you're well, or good morning, afternoon, wherever you're tuning in from. Hope everybody's well. Rohan, how you doing, mate? If you are in the chat, come say hello. It's always nice when the streams are a bit more interactive. Chat to you, tell me how your week's been, if you are trading well. I potentially have, I'll discuss it on this stream, but potentially have a trade in silver coming up as my first of the month. I would have had 2 trades, but obviously I missed that pound Aussie because my internet was down, unfortunately. But we're having a little bit of a little drop in the SPX right now. Now, we've seen this SPX be quite resilient. So look at this 30 minute. I mean, we're getting a little bit of dip buyers coming in. If this closes like this, possibly we see a V reversal there. We've seen that before, right? We've seen these dips be immediately bought into, right? This market is resilient. There's no doubt about it. And that's one of the reasons why I like this technical analysis. I like waiting for the market's reaction. I mean, we've got a drop down here, but depending on how this 4-hour closes, if we get a bit of a decent push up and close as a hammer, you'd expect this to continue to the upside. So, don't be too quick to think, oh God, I better, sell off. This is going to sell off. We've seen it rebound multiple times. So just wait a little bit. Let the market tell you what it wants to do. If we do close underneath this support level, then yeah, you could be thinking of possibly SPX short, possibly a bit of risk off sentiment. But again, we're coming from this uptrend. So at the moment, you've got to potentially look at it as a pullback. I mean, maybe if you look possibly this, but for me, I just think this is going to rebound and possibly continue on its upward direction as we've seen for quite some time. So who's here? Denise, how you doing? Lam, Mika, just finished the last A1 trading live. I'm hooked on A1 trading. All right, that's great. Good place to get good information, I think. So yeah, I think the SPX is resilient, and I think we just wait for that 4-hour closure. Again, if it closes as a hammer, it might not be a bad little SPX buy on a possible little dip. Dollar, how's everybody's trading been, by the way? Have people been trading this week? Have you made any money? Have you learned anything? Have you been doing back testing? Anything that hopefully develops your career or develops your knowledge? Every week you do one thing better, then eventually it will all add up. Take it as a, stepping stone. Every time you get a little bit better at something, eventually it will add up. I was watching Linds's stream just on before me, and she was saying that, she didn't think she'd ever get to where she was. And I was, hey, Abdi, how you doing, mate? And I was the exact same thing. I never thought I'd get to where I was now, but just keep, don't compare yourself to people who are making thousands of dollars or people who have kind of got there. Go at your own pace. Every little bit will get you closer to where you want to be. So don't try and rush it. Lynn's had a great stream. Yeah, she's a good trader. She's a bit more, obviously a different trader from me. More of a, obviously on smaller time frames. I don't trade the smaller time frames, but a bit more of a scalper than me, but very knowledgeable. So DXY, I was saying this morning that, my bias is to the downside for the dollar. I really want confirmation here. It's kind of in not really no man's land, but you're waiting for that confirmation whether it wants to push out through this anchor or push below. If it does push below, you've got a bit of dynamic support on this daily, this 4 hour 200 moving average. So yeah, it's for me, the buy is to the downside. You're just waiting for confirmation. And if you get, again, this 4 hour closes, a bit of a rejection of that 20, breaks through this area, then selling dollar makes sense. You know, the dollar, this is where the data comes in quite funny, is that, you know, you had poor data coming out the US. And as that dollar has been acting as a bit of a risk off asset, you know, whether that pushes the dollar on account of that, you know, poor data that's causing the SPX to fall, or it goes the other way, we'll have to wait and see. You know, that's why I like waiting for confirmation. But, you know, at the moment, we're in this range and waiting for a breakout of that to determine which direction the dollar goes. But, you know, the chart's not very nice, is it? You know, it's just not very nice. And like I said, there's no clear direction. Just wait for that break of either side to determine your direction. Look forward to learning from you. I appreciate that, Joseph. I hope you do. I usually do a webinar on Thursday. However, I was too busy and I didn't think of a topic and I didn't actually complete it. So I usually do a Thursday webinar and Monday analysis, but I've not done that this week. Anyway, silver. So silver, I like these trades. Silver against the euro and silver against the dollar. Now, again, this might be my first trade of the month. And we've got a nice V reversal here on the 4 hour chart. And we've got my favorite, ABC. If I zoom in on here, we've got obviously a lovely hammer at potentially, it's not confirmed yet, but potentially C wave here on a bit of volume. So I put my alert in because it's 7:15 here in Dubai. So if we get a decent push up on this 4 hour, potentially the next one, I'll take that breakout. Breakout there, stops underneath here. We've got enough room for 1-to-1 before that 200. And this for me is really nice. Very nice. So yeah, I'm looking for this to push on. If we look at the smaller time frames, your B wave is here at this section. So we've got a little bit of time to wait. However, if we do get a push up, right, I will take that breakout from here. I don't want to see it go too extended into the level. I'd rather see a nice healthy trend into it, as I talked about with B wave, a nice healthy trend into it to take that break. It is counter trend, right? We know it is counter trend, but with that 4 hour context, there's enough there for me to be able to take that breakout. As long as we get a little bit of a push on here above that 20. 20 is close by. ABC is perfect. Yeah, this looks really nice. That looks really nice and kind of, you know, simple, but, you know, really nice for me. So if we do push on, I'll take silver to the upside. Now, ideally, again, if we get this, right, a slight reload here, that would be even better because my risk reward is a little bit tighter and we don't have to go as far to get 1-to-1. So it's good enough right now because of that 20 period. We're obviously seeing price not extended, right? We're not coming from the movement down here, let's say, where we're taking the breakout. We're coming close to that area. So a breakout there for me looks nice. And very similar, I'll take them both if they both set up. Silver obviously against the dollar, exactly the same, right? V-reversal or basing cut pattern followed by our ABC. Nice hammer at C wave on high volume. Good. Push through here, I will take that break to the upside. So I know I'm doubling down, but you know, if the setup is I wouldn't say it's A class because we are counter trend, but because it looks nice, yeah, I'll take that all day for a potential movement to the upside. Commodities may benefit fundamentally, but you know, from a technical aspect, that looks nice. That does look nice. And it's kind of, you know, you look at the daily chart, it's kind of a bit messy for a corrective, right? So maybe you're getting this. Take away this wick, this volatility kind of flash crash wick. Possibly you're getting that on the daily chart. So this could potentially be a decent counter trend trade on both of them. So I like that silver. I'm just wait. I'll probably check it in a few hours to take it to the upside, which again, maybe my first and second trade of the month. Okay, what else am I looking at? I'm looking at the USD yen. Now I was looking at the USD yen on the smaller time frames for a potential breakout and retest. So quite similar again, basing structure, corrective here, push through. Now the only issue with this, right, is for the ABC, right? So this ABC coming on a breakout retest, let's say here. One of the things is B wave. So B wave here cannot breach the highs. Now I know this doesn't look like it has, but a little tip if anyone's using MT4, press Control D, and we look at the highs of the break, which is 110.225. We go to the B wave, this candle here, just hover over the cursor. The high of this is 110.228. So I know that's a very slight kind of change, but it means that I can't take this to the upside. So that ABC is now irrelevant. I still don't mind it. It looks okay on, I mean, it looks okay. I didn't really want it to push on this 4-hour chart, but yeah, I've kind of got to take that off, unfortunately, for my personal strategy because B wave has breached the highs. But I also have it short on this daily chart. Again, possible head and shoulders here, V reversal. Maybe we're getting a possible ABC on the daily to come back down for a breakout to the downside. But I'm going to keep that on my watch list for potential shorts as well, just to see how this price action goes. But, you know, in terms of a breakout retest long, I just can't take it. USD check. So USD check, for those new, you won't know, but for those who watch me, I really like these exotic pairs, specifically against the US dollar. So the USD check, the USD NOK, USD SEX, etc. Because when you get on the right side of moves, they really do kind of move. So I'm looking for a potential, quite a few head and shoulders here, but potential head and shoulders on this USD check to move to the upside. I don't think I would take it there. We would need a little bit more accumulation. Let that 20 period catch up on hopefully lowering volume to take that break to the upside. Again, the good thing with this trade is we've got a decent amount of risk reward to move to the next area of resistance. So USD check looks quite nice. I just need a little bit more here, you know, just being a little bit patient, waiting for that setup to occur, waiting for that kind of squeeze into the area. This basing structure, head and shoulders, is good. Crossed over, those moving averages are underneath. Trend is technically then on the upside. We've come from this push, and that looks nice to me. So USD check, potential longs on that daily chart. Euro Polish. So Euro Polish, I don't know if you guys have these on your charts, but as I said, I really like these kind of pairs. Now again, this on the daily chart is really nice. So this is probably at the moment looking like an A-class setup for me. So we have our large V reversal basing structure or cup structure, and we've got our A, B, shallow C. We've got our outside bullish engulfer here. Outside bullish engulfer here. We're just digesting that engulfer at the moment. On that 20, if we can get a slight push here, it's valid on the daily. So if we do close quite decently today, I will take that breakout, which stops underneath here. Or, you know, we could squeeze into that area, that's fine. I don't want this to break below this anchor here. I just want it to push up into the area, tag this level again, and take the breakout from this B wave. So I can take breakouts from B, as I discussed on my ABC stream, and looking for a break of this area. You're looking at a possible, again, smaller V reversal into that area to take that breakout to the upside. So again, I really like that. Euro PLN, Euro Polish, really nice. This for me is pretty much an A-star setup. So I really like that. You're just seeing, you know, rising pressure, hopefully into this area, knocking on the door, knocking on this resistance door a few times. The more you knock on it, you know, the more likely it is to be broken, I feel like. And I like that setup to the upside. China 50. So a lot of different ones on the watch list today. China A shares on this daily chart. Again, looking at quite the similar thing. We are on a downtrend, going with the trend. Potential pullback here, but I'm looking at a possible cut with handle, V reversal, the same kind of thing, the same context I always look for. It's not difficult, but I need more than this. You know, we think about that 50% rule. And what I mean by that for people that are new, if I have a context. So for example, for me, I like 3 contexts. I like the head and shoulders. So the head and shoulders, the cut with handle, and I like the V reversal. So these are the 3 contexts I like to see prior to a break. Now, again, if you're new, I'm a breakout retest trader. I'm a breakout trader. So I take the breakouts on the 4-hour chart plus, and I take the breakout retest on the 30-minute chart plus. So I can take the breakout retest on the 30-minute, 1-hour, 4-hour daily, but I can only take the breakouts on the 4-hour and above, so the 4-hour daily or weekly, because I'm more of a longer term trader, unlike Lynn's. But with this 50% rule, so if we have a cut with handle, the most important part of the breakout is just here. So just prior to the break. This is great. If you see a nice basing structure, that's good. But the most important part of the breakout is just prior to that break to make sure we don't get caught in those dreaded fake outs. So what I like to see with these kind of patterns is roughly around 50% of this basing structure to be, or the kind of, what's the easiest way to say it? Probably the range or the length of this basing structure, or 50% of the basing structure to make up that handle. Does that make sense? I'm not sure if I've explained that correctly. It's probably easier if you just see it with a drawing where I want 50% of this to be roughly about that handle. Ideally, with my cut with handles, I get a cut with handle within a cut with handle. Again, we're just showing just rising pressure into that area for a breakout to the upside. And for me, if we take this section, it's just not enough, right? It's just not enough. Use that gut feeling. I know, even if this looks bearish right now, getting that FOMO and saying, oh, if it goes, I want to take it. And then what happens? Boom, it shoots back up. Again, psychology of trading is massive. So I need a little bit more. Maybe if this turns into a complex, that would be great. Just let that 20 period up, let that squeeze into the area to take it to the downside. Swing trading is less stressful than scalping. Oh yeah, 100%, Denise. I cannot be a scalper. I couldn't. My psychology just cannot handle being a scalper. I can't do it. I'm okay at it, but I only do it when I feel like doing it, and only with a very small portion of my account. Again, it's just for my beer money on the weekend, but I couldn't do it full time. I think it's, you know, they say scalping, so they say trading in general, or let's say swing trading, maybe takes around 2 to 3 years to master. For scalpers, it's more than that. You maybe say 4 or 5 years. You know, that's what I was taught, and that's what I kind of think. It takes a long time to master scalping. So if you're new to trading, I know scalping seems very exciting, right? You're you know, placing charts on the 1 minute. You know, the 1 minute, it's all exciting, it's going quickly, but psychology-wise, and also maybe strategy-wise, it is so difficult to master. And this is for me, who's been trading the markets for 6 years. I'm just not built for it. Maybe, you know, you guys watching, maybe some of you are, but for me, I'm just not built for scalping. I like taking my time. You know, for example, with this Euro Polish, I like taking my time and you know, analyzing exactly what's happening. I can see a nice ABC here. I can see some consolidation, and I've got time to analyze that. You know, just because I'm trading on the daily or 4-hour, 30-minute doesn't mean I'm making less money at all. You know, again, my target every month is 3%. That's all I look for. I'm not in this game for 2 months or 3 months or 1 year. I want to be in this game for the rest of my life, right? Because I love trading. But for me, you know I would blow probably about 6 or 7 accounts scalping. So, you know, it just, you know, having a realistic expectations, analyzing your personality, what are your strengths, what are your weaknesses, and find out what kind of time frames suit you the best. And I do think for a beginner, you know, start on the daily, start on the 4-hour, And then if you do kind of think, right, I want to go down to the hour chart or the 15-minute, 30-minute, then do that. But just start a little bit slower. It's not a sprint, it's a marathon, where I treat, I'm kind of going into one of my thingies here, but I kind of treat trading as, even though it's a full-time income for me, I treat it as a passive income. That's what you're doing with trading. You want that, I mean, I know it's a cliche, but you want that financial freedom, right? To do things that you want to do. I mean, spend more time with your family, just have more time and not be stuck at your office from 9 to 5. That for me, the money is great. The money's another side of it, obviously. And that is, exciting side of it. But waking up here, if you don't know, I'm a full-time trader. I have been for a few years now. I love what I do. I love having the freedom of not really doing whatever you want. That's the wrong way to say it. But having that freedom to, tomorrow, if COVID wasn't here, I could go and, take a holiday. And that's kind of what you want from trading. So, making sure you're not, what am I trying to say? You're not trading for next week. You're making sure that you're going to be in the markets for a long time and earn a good amount of passive income, then build it up, build it up, build it up. Anyway, I'm not sure what I was going on about there, but hopefully some of you got my point I was saying. And I think that's it, right? I think that's actually all I have for today. Does anybody want me to look at anything? Anybody? Oh, sorry, I was going to say this before I forget. There is the possibility that this comes on the 4-hour chart as well, because you're kind of getting something similar, right? Potentially a head and shoulders here, potentially head and shoulders. So there is a possibility we get this break on that 4-hour chart. The reason why I prefer that is because your risk reward is a little bit tighter. So we don't have to wait as long to get to our 1-to-1. Because my favorite time frame for breakouts is this 4-hour chart. The 4-hour chart for me is my favorite chart. I think it's a very powerful chart. It gives you good signals. It's 4 hours of price action. It's not as slow as the daily. But if we do get something on this 4-hour, you can see that move to the upside is certainly digested. Push on, squeeze into the area to break out to the upside. That looks nice, Euro Polish. I'll just have a quick check on silver. So yeah, we want to see this push on, but anyway. I'm looking at Euro AUD on a fib retracement. Okay, I'll go into Euro AUD, Denise. Trey, I'm curious why some state that volume isn't able to be analyzed in Forex, but in some cases I see people talking about volume. Yeah, I mean, for me, Trey, I love volume, right? I use it quite heavily, and I'll tell you where I use it. And I think volume is a great indicator. A little kind of fun fact for you is that this volume, this volume doesn't come, I'll move my mic now, doesn't come directly from the exchange, right? It comes from your broker. So it's not entirely accurate or not 100% accurate, but it's the kind of best we've got. So for me, as retail traders, we don't move the market, right? And what's an indicator? There's a few indicators I might tell you, but for me, the best indicator to tell you where the institutions are is volume, because they're the ones that move the market. So for example, it doesn't always work. Nothing is 100% of the time. So on my, okay, let's say my breakout. Let's say I have a V reversal followed by an ABC, and then I'm getting to this stage where the 20 period is possibly down here. I'm waiting for a catch up, and I'm looking at accumulation here prior to the level. So accumulation is like price action just beneath the support zone, kind of looking like this prior to a break. So I like seeing that. Now, if I see that on lowering volume, that's great for me. That's what I want to see, right? Lowering volume and accumulation. And ideally on the break, we get higher volume. That's what I like to see. On my breakout retests, so if I break out and I'm looking at a retest, I want to see lower volume here during that retesting phase. And then if I get a catalyst, let's say a simple candle, a hammer or an engulfer on high volume, that for me is great. That's exactly what I want to see. If you have a V reversal You got volume coming in here, that's good. In ABC, volume coming in here, good. Lowering volume here, I think it's a great indicator to use. I really do. And there's many ways you can use it. Say simple Fibonacci trading. If you have a pullback and you see volume coming in here, roughly around that 40-60 box that I call it the 40-60. It's just easier to say, but it's actually the 38.2 and the 61.8, right? 38.2, 38.1. Anyway, so you see volume coming in here, it may be an indication that that trend might change back. If it's coming from an uptrend, you know, buyers might be coming in to continue this to the upside. So I love volume trade. I mean, it depends on what you like as well. So volume really resonates with me. The 20 period really resonates with me. My context really resonate with me. V reversal, head and shoulders, you know, they all, for me, they make sense. It depends on each individual. So each individual will see the market in a different way. You know, some people like whatever, the MACD, some people like the RSI. I personally do not like the RSI, but anyway, that's just my opinion. You know, people like different things, and you just have to find out what resonates with you and what you personally like. Top of the morning, you say that every time, Lorenzo. I'm not actually Irish, you know, I'm Scottish. But top of the morning to you. Okay, Euro AUD. I'll go into Euro AUD. Remember, guys, if you're watching the video, make sure to like the video. It's A1 Trading put on lots of good free content, so make sure you like it. And if you want to subscribe to my channels, they're down there. Give myself a little plug as well. Euro AUD. So you're seeing, I see what you're doing, Denise. You're looking at this pullback, right? Start of the move was really down here. Hit that 50. So I mean, this is a good thing as well, Denise. If, let's say you bought that at the 50, if this does push on, you remember, I don't know if you were in the webinar last week, but your market characteristics, right? You write that down. So write down EA. If you have like a 38.50, that's not very good, 38.60, write this down. So you check that one box. And as you continue to build up knowledge, let's say you keep trading EA at the 50, and it maybe you start building up this, and you notice that the 50% is more respected for EA, builds up that market knowledge of that particular pair. So yeah, I mean, it looks okay. Yeah, it looks to be getting some buyers in here at that 50, also at this support area, and pushing on. Check the daily chart. I mean, that's not very nice. That price action is not very nice. We know that. We can see that. However, yeah, it could certainly push on from there. The path of least resistance, as they say, is to the upside. We don't like to see, so this is something that I don't like to see, is this. This is a bit too climactic. And actually, I'll show you something else. So yeah, I kind of like that idea, Denise. I think that's a solid trade, to be honest. Euro AUD to the upside. You know, it's breaking through. Certainly if it breaks and closes above this area, you're kind of getting a slight cup with handle there. Not enough for a trade, but yeah, breaks and closes above this area. That might be a good trade to the upside for continuation. So I was looking at this on this Euro CAD last week I'm developing a fake out strategy, which I think there's a webinar on A1 Trading on. I'm still developing that. But I was looking at this Euro CAD because look at this, like massive extension last week on that 4-hour chart, and we got to this section, right? So we got here, and I consider this, considering the 20 period is all the way down here, we're getting a little bit of volume at the top, right? So who asked me about volume? Trey. So Trey, another way you can use volume is if you get extended moves like this, and you see volume coming in kind of at the top of the structure, or climactic moves which look like this, that's also another indication that it could possibly be in line for a retracement, right? That's the kind of essence of my fake out strategy. And I was looking to get onto this, right? So the premise was there. I was right in my bias to go to the downside, but the only problem was I couldn't get in. right? There was nothing there getting me in on these smaller time frames. I know you could have taken this on the 4 hour, right, as this hammer, but that's not my fake out strategy. I'm looking at the 30 minute or 1 hour. And if this had closed, so if this had closed as probably down here, like a hammer like this, then 100% I would have taken that to the downside. And look at that. Look how powerful that was. Unfortunately, just didn't get in. There's the little things with trading. Unfortunately, just didn't get in. But it shows you how powerful, you know, looking at these potential fakes. So there's your fake there. There's your extension. There's your volume coming in. You know, this move just can't sustain, right? You don't get moves that just continue to go like this. That's not how the market works. And, you know, we look back on price action here. Look how it affected it when the last time it hit that area. And now it's faked out from that area. Just couldn't get in. So, you know, I've been quite unlucky this month. Hey, Sean, mate. How you doing? Haven't seen you for a while. Hope you're all well. CAD Swiss. Okay, CAD Swiss. CAD Swiss fib to the 61.8. You're talking on the daily chart, Rohan, as continuation to the downside. You were in this trade, right? I remember you were in this trade from down here. Are you still in it? Came down on Monday when you're... No, that was actually Friday, Denise. So I was looking at it. So I was looking at EuroCAD when I had internet, and it started to move down on Friday, but there was just no catalyst for me. You know, like I said, if this had closed just a few pips below, creating that theoretical hammer, because you remember with the hammer, you want the wick to be 2/3 and you want the body to be 1/3. So, you know, it's just not a catalyst for me, yeah. But the idea was there, which is good. So it just shows that the strategy does work and can work very well. Been busy. It's good to be. I appreciate that, mate. Okay, sorry. What are you looking at, Rohan? A retracement on CAD Swiss. So it depends where you want to take the move. Maybe we take it on the start here, or you could take it from the breakout zone, I guess. Or you want to take it from the top. I mean, are you CAD Swiss hit your TP at 0.72. So have you got 50% running, Rohan? Because your stop should really be, I mean, your stop should have been there. I mean, you're possibly getting a morning star, and look at this morning star, right? So this is quite good here. So we're on that 200, right? We're on this 61.8. Yeah, I agree with that. And anybody tell me what the good thing is about this potential, it's not closed yet, but the potential morning star. So this pattern here, anybody tell me what's even better if it closes like this about it? There's my quiz question of the day. Thoughts on pound Aussie? Yeah, I'll go through pound Aussie, Sean, on the next one. But let me know what you think is good. I've just been talking about it, about that morning star here. I'm not saying I like this to the downside, Rohan, by the way. I don't particularly like this, but this is a potential bearish indicator. Yeah, the actual pattern indicates a downtrend. That's correct. But I'm saying what kind of confluence? Now, I'm not saying this is going to work, but what kind of confluence are we having with this particular pattern? No? Look at the volume. Rising volume as the pattern progresses. So that's what we want to see with the morning or evening star, that kind of rising volume. Now, it's okay if the middle bar, let's say the volume signature is like this, that's okay, as long as it's higher than this initial bar. So that's kind of adding up to being an okay evening star. You know, you're getting a reaction here at the 200, you're getting a reaction at the top. So yeah, maybe we could see some downside movement, certainly if the SPX decides to fall. But yeah, I mean, yeah, I'd probably say your bias right now is to the downside rather than the upside, but we've crossed above that 200 It's just kind of in the middle of things, to be honest, Rohan. It's just in the middle of things. So if you're trailing it, your stop could be here, waiting to see the reaction that possibly we could continue to the downside. Projection wick to affect it. Yeah, I mean that obviously helps, because we're you think about the psychology is that buyers are trying to push this up above the 200, but the sellers are saying, nope, we don't want that. We want to continue. Well, potentially we're not accepting price being above this area. So this technical kind of the latest swing to the downtrend. So the market is saying, no, we don't accept being above this. And now we are moving down, volume coming in on that. So, you got potential fake out here. You got potential trap buyers, which could be, could be getting the reaction, taking stops out. You could well see if this is a fake out, let's call this a fake out. You'd expect the stop locations to probably be here, and don't be surprised if this comes and takes those stop out. Thank you very much. Brokers are happy and move back up. Is a bearish sign. Okay, pound Aussie. I'll do pound Aussie. What's the time? And then I'll be off for my dinner and my gin and tonic because I've had a long week. So pound Aussie, Sean. Which direction are you looking at, Sean? I don't know. Okay, so I'll show you this. This was the trade I missed. This was a really nice trade on Monday. My internet was down. I missed it. So power of, V reversal, squeeze into that area. See, look, we're getting that squeeze into that area. Broken through. Retest. Now the retest coming on lowering volume. Catalyst. Zoom in a little bit more. Nice hammer bar here. Oh, sorry, here. Here, this was our catalyst. On higher, relatively higher volume. That's good. On that 20 period, that was a trade all day. Stops above the other swing. And it kind of moved to the downside. So my bias is we'll have to wait for confirmation. That's my bias. I mean, you could be getting potential longs, and I actually did have pound Aussie here. So you could be potentially getting this on pound Aussie because we have to remember it's coming from an uptrend, right? So we're coming from an uptrend, albeit this isn't very nice. We are still on an uptrend. We've not breached this kind of Dow theory higher low. So technically we are an uptrend. So, looking for potential longs on this wouldn't be a bad idea. Now, again, if you get confirmation that this wants to move lower, which is a break or a sustained break underneath this area, then that's where you're looking. But right now, you're kind of really in this range, right? So I'm personally not a range trader. So, you got to wait for confirmation either way on which direction it wants to move. Ivan, that's early. It's never too early for a gin. 8 o'clock. It's 5 o'clock's fine, no? Sean B, bullish. You're bullish? Yeah, I agree with that bias. I mean, you're going with that trend. I don't mind that. I like the daily chart. I was talking about pound Aussie for a long time, right? On account of I thought this is possible accumulation from institutions loading up on positions, taking this higher. And I like that from a longer term perspective, potentially taking this to the upside. So yeah, I don't mind it. The difference with this price action, right, and this price action, you can just kind of see off the bat, right? This is nice. So we got a good push through, a nice ABC corrective back to that 20 period, and we push on. This, however, you've got your hammer candle here, and price action isn't very nice. That's not saying it's going up or going down. It's just, it puts a little bit of worry in your mind, to be honest with you. Carabo, sorry if I not pronounced that well. I don't know if I did USD yen. I'm your sell bias. I think I did. Did I do a USD yen? Yeah, I think I did do USD yen. My bias, who asked me? My bias, if it breaks through this anchor, I wouldn't be looking at sells. Only if we reject this this wicked area here, let's say the easiest, and come back down, then potential sells. But if it breaks above, it kind of looks not bad for movement to the upside, to be honest with you. I mean, if this hourly closes like it is, it's not a trade I can take, but it could potentially indicate some upward movement in the USD yen. You know, certainly if it breaks and closes above this area, we're above these moving averages on the daily and 4 hour. Personally, I think this moves up, and that's just from what I'm seeing on the smaller time frames. But again, it's kind of giving me something different on the daily, so it's giving us mixed messages. But personally, I think this is, if this breaks above this area and closes above this area, looks good for upward movement. Animal. Sorry, I'm just reading through. I was looking at it from the daily time frame. Yeah, I get that. Ben, I have an entry on buy for pound Aussie from 1.8232. What do you think? Pound Aussie, 1.82. What was it? 1.8232. $1.82? You mean 882? Okay, so you're saying we're coming down here to buy, right? Is this what you're saying? I'm not really. I think you've got your numbers wrong there, Ben. Let me know. Hey Don, how you doing, mate? I would just wait on UJ. Yeah, I agree, Ivan. Yeah, I agree. Wait for that confirmation. I agree with that. I don't think. I mean, I'm not a range trader. I like to wait for that confirmation and a break and close above that area. For me, looks not bad. You know, you're getting a slight little push here, decent bullish bar, digesting that movement to the upside. I like breaks of wicks. So on this daily chart, I like a break of wicks like this, and if it does move up, could be a decent long. Yeah, Ben, I'm not quite sure if you've got your price right there. So let me know, and I'll do that one, and then I'll be off. Pound Aussie. I think you mean 1.882. So I'm not sure, mate. I'm not sure. Let me know now, or else I'm not really going to wait, because there's other people in the room. So I mean, you could be heading for a complex. Could be heading for a complex here, but yeah, pound Aussie's outside. Anyway, Ben, if you want to send me a message on Instagram, and I'll have a look at it for you. But if not, yeah, I've done almost an hour, so I'll leave it at that. I appreciate you all coming. Always nice to see you, and make sure you trade safe and have a great weekend. Cheers, guys. Take care.
Hey guys, thanks for watching today's show. I hope you enjoyed it. And before you go, make sure to check out our guest today, and also subscribe to the A1 Trading YouTube channel if you have not already. Risk Calculator is a risk management tool built specifically for MetaTrader 4 and MetaTrader 5 to help you position size properly. Their easy to use software will allow you to enter and exit positions with lot sizes that are calculated for you, suited to your risk management settings that you allow for the tool. This is a big thing because a lot of us struggle with over leveraging or accidentally taking a position size too big, and Risk Calculator is there to help. Like I said, with the click of a few buttons, you're able to set your trade, and the lot size will automatically be calculated for you so that it suits your risk management plan. In addition to actually setting your trades with the proper lot size, it also allows you to manage your trades as they're going along. Things like trailing stops, moving stops to break even, or even partial take profits are all tools or features available with the Risk Calculator functions that are available on MetaTrader 4 and MetaTrader 5. If you're interested in checking out Risk Calculator, there's a link down below in the description, and if you use that link, it does help to support what we do here on the channel, which is provide free trading content, again, by thanks to the help of our sponsors. So thanks so much for watching today. Again, make sure to subscribe to us here on YouTube if you haven't already, and we'll see you back in the next one.